Good day, this is the Professor, CPMD PhD, and today's Wednesday, July 26, 2023. It is 6:55 and 20 seconds, p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and today's research, microplastic concentrations. So let's jump to it here. On-top meta-analysis of microplastic concentrations, date July 26, 2023. Source: Technical University of Munich. How high are concentrations of microplastics in the environment, in our drinking water, or in foods? Researchers have developed an automated analysis method for the identification and quantification of particles. Microplastics are everywhere in the environment. The tiny particles, with diameters of less than 5 millimeters, can also absorb and transport contaminants and toxins. They urgently need analytical techniques to learn about the size, concentration, and composition of these particles. And to be able to detect microplastic particles, the researchers had several hurdles to overcome. The first was the problem of low concentrations. River water, for example, contains massive amounts of suspended solids and fine sand, with plastic accounting for less than 1% of the particles. These particles must first be isolated before their concentrations and ultimately the chemical composition and determined. Previous methods have relied on the analysis of the residues that are released when the samples are heated. With that approach, however, it is not possible to determine the number, size, and shape of the plastic particles. The approach is fundamentally different. It is particle-based. That means that instead of destroying the particles, they analyze them directly. And to do this, the researchers use a method known as Raman microspectroscopy. It works by shining a monochromatic laser source onto a sample and detecting the light scattered by the molecules. Comparing the scattered light against the laser source provides information on the substance under investigation. And to analyze plastic particles with a diameter greater than 1 micrometer, they must first be filtered out of the aqueous solution, detected under the microscope, and then illuminated with laser light. And because plastics such as polyethylene, polystyrene, and polyvinyl chloride scatter the photons in characteristic ways, they each generate signals as unique as a fingerprint. It took years to develop the tracing process. When they started, they still had to make manual measurements, recalls the chemist. It took them months to investigate a few thousand particles. In the meantime, the team has succeeded in automating the detection of microplastics. A single analysis no longer takes weeks, but only a matter of hours. All the tiny particles still have to be filtered out of the aqueous solution, followed by placement of the filter under the Raman microspectroscope. All remaining steps are carried out by the software developed by the team. The plastic particles are first localized with a light microscope, photographed, and measured, and the particles are distinguished from fibers. The software uses these data to compute the number of particles and fibers, and to select the image sections needed for a statistically significant result in the subsequent Raman spectroscopy. In the next step, the laser is directed onto the sample and the scattering is detected and analyzed. This allows quick and reliable analysis of the number, size, shape, and composition of the microplastics. As to investigate nanoparticles with diameters of less than 1 micrometer. However, the team is already working on a modified process. Nanoparticles like these are difficult or even impossible to discern under a light microscope. To detect them, we first have to carry out size fractionation and then identify them. And for this purpose, a field flow fractionation system is used. This creates a water flow that captures the particles depending on their size and separates them by transporting them at various speeds. A specially developed device combined with Raman spectroscopy permits the chemical characterization of different types of nanoplastics. The new analytical processes permits rapid and precise investigation of concentration, size, and composition of micro and nanoplastics. This will now make it possible to study the influence of these particles on the environment and human health. And this is a professor of microbiology, bioinformatics, pathophysiology, and leader of research. This video was created for educational purposes only. Hope you enjoyed listening. Until next time, have an awesome day.